We're going to be looking at several products today and not doing a full unboxing or review or anything, but I want to show you everything that brands have sent me just this week alone. And also, I want to let you guys have some input on the content you kind of want to see for this stuff. Obviously, I have ideas and stuff that I want to create with everything that got sent with me. However, sometimes it's about what you want and what would you enjoy to see. Maybe you have the comparison thought that you would really like to have. So let's get into this video. So first up for this week, a company called Xtrfy, and I'll show you the mouse that they sent over. This is the Xtrfy MZ1 wireless mouse. This thing is like 60 grams or something. It kind of reminds me of the Glorious mouse. They sent over this mouse along with a bunch of other things. The most gorgeous desk mat that I've probably ever seen. I actually have already unboxed it because I love it. It's down here, but some other things like some microphones, and they've partnered with a brand that you should know if you're in the gaming space, which is Cherry, the people who make like the Cherry MX Blue, the keyboard switches, all that stuff. They are now partnered with them and are releasing stuff a lot into the esports scene. So they have made two microphones that we're going to be looking at on the channel. This is the N-Gale R. This is a condenser microphone, USB only. And this microphone is priced somewhere around the Wave 3 price, low 100s. Has a really cool retro look. You're gonna hear Hudson in the background. It has a really cool retro look. It's got RGB, stand, all this stuff. I have not listened to it. We're not gonna fully unbox it today, but we're gonna be taking a look at this. What microphones would you wanna see, you know, a low 100s condenser mic be compared to? Like the Wave Neo, the Wave 3, the Rode NT1. What do you think? Also, they sent over this, which is what I really am excited to test. This is the N-Gale X, and what you might be able to see from the package, it's kind of dark, but I've unboxed this one for you to take a look at in this video. It looks crazy similar to the Shure SM7B, and here it is. This is the N-Gale X. It has the relocated XLR connector right here. It has an RGB strip around the bottom, but something else that's really neat is it does have XLR and USB, and you can kind of change that USB, all of the RGB with the USB. It obviously doesn't work on XLR, but you can use it on USB. It has a really cool just aesthetic. This is like a metal body, and this is like a rubber kind of grippy thing, so you can grab it. Interesting. I'm curious to see how well it performs. And then size-wise, let me get my SM7B. So here is the SM7B. Here's the N-Gale X. I'll put them side by side so you can kind of see them. This is them standing up. You can see they're very, very close, not only in like length, but shape and all that stuff, and even the XLR piece. It's an interesting thing to be able to target that, but the price of this is the high 100s. I think it's 179 or 189, $400, and includes USB, XLR only. So there's a benefit in either one. We'll have to see how good it works, or how actually it grates it sounds. What microphones should I compare this to? What, you know, with it being the high 100s, what do you think I should put this up against to see if it's a good microphone or not? Also, completely unrelated, but we're using the DJI Mic 2. I just received this because they've released a camera adapter for Sony cameras. I'll show you some B-roll of this. They released a camera adapter where it actually works with the hot shoe on a select Sony cameras. So like the FX30 that I have, it works for. You're looking at the A6700, which is the A cam right now, and there's no cable coming out of it. It just goes into the hot shoe. It's just working direct, and they sell this on their website, and I picked it up on Amazon. So if you're a person who has a Sony camera and you're tired of having the cable that comes out, you might want to look into this. If you're curious about me doing a review specifically on this mic, let me know. I also have the Rode Wireless Go 2s and some other ones. They also, Cherry Xtrfy, sent over a massive boom arm, which is a different model than I've tested on this channel, and also a weird packaging because I think it's all together in one piece. It's an interesting clamp feature, which you would think is like a headphone mount down here. Is actually, this is a twist tensioner and it clamps onto the desk right here. So interesting concept on how this works. We'll obviously use it with the mic reviews that we do. They also sent over XLR cable for me to do with all of these testing. So we'll do this all in that video. I kind of like the branding on it, this Cherry Xtrfy thing. It looks nice. It looks nice on camera. It's not overly in your face or gaudy. So I don't know. We'll have to see what it sounds like. Before we talk about the next one, which you can see is Elgato, I do want to talk about this. This is the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra, the 2.1 HDMI card that they have. They have, and I will be doing a dedicated video on this. I've already been working on it. This actual capture card just got a price drop and has now supporting 4K 144 hertz capture in their dedicated capture software. So this just got a firmware upgrade, a quality upgrade, and a price reduction, and it also on Mac now supports 4K 60 capture, whereas it was only doing 4K 30. So I think that this capture card is just aging like fine wine when it comes to what's offered with it, and the price just keeps going down, which is great because there's other capture cards on the market with comparable like things that it do with, you know, a very similar price range. So AverMedia, I love the fact that y'all are still wanting to make this card competitive and adjust and make some things happen. So I did already review this product. You can check it out on my channel. I'll put it somewhere in the description. But we are doing an updated review because of the changes. We're gonna see what you think about it. Speaking of capture cards, I have two to show you from Elgato, which is the box I actually picked up today. So we have a few things that they've sent over, but specifically, let's talk about capture cards. They have sent over the 4KX, which is their brand new capture card, which is honestly something that I'm really curious about using. I'm doing a gaming channel on, you know, for my brand, and it's completely separate from this one, and it's going to be kind of these like game reviews, not specifying on specifically one game, but we're doing it all on Xbox, and I want to be able to capture that and move in. So we're going to be doing testing between all of the capture cards I have for that channel and then talking about it here. But I wanted to be able to do that with the 4KX because this is, you know, Elgato's top of the line capture card. I do have a 4K 160 hertz monitor that's HDMI 2.1, and the Live Gamer Ultra has been working flawlessly, but I wanted to be able to have something to compare it to. So I reached out to Elgato, and we actually asked them, can we get some of the capture cards to compare? And they said, sure. So they sent over not only the 4KX for us to do, but they also sent over the 4K Pro, which I'm really excited about. This one is not gonna necessarily be used for a console all the time. I'm really using this for my FX30 because I like having 4K 60 HDMI coming in. I was using the 4K 60 Pro, and it started having a lot of hitching and some stuff that was occurring with the capture card, and looking online, a lot of people are having the exact same problem. So I'm curious to see if this is going to solve it. The one reason why I do like these Elgato cards is because they allow you to do multi-app. So I can actually open it up not only in like Discord, but also in OBS or multiple capture programs without having to use a virtual camera. Right now I'm using the 4K Live Gamer Ultra 2.1, which is AverMedia's slotting capture card that also does HDMI 2.1, but it doesn't support multi-app. So I'm curious if these can be a solution or a comparable piece that we can do. Let me know if you want to be able to see a direct comparison between the two, but in all honesty, these products are their top offerings. And so, you know, these are pretty expensive capture cards that are also the cost of a console in a lot of ways. I think you can actually get an Xbox Series X on sale for about the cost of either of these cards. But they offer individual things that help those who are looking for very specific and specialized solutions. Speaking of that, I also asked them to send over a couple of face cams because I want to talk specifically, and I want to do a whole series on just cameras. So I asked them to send over Facecam. This is Facecam Mark II that they sent over, and they also sent over the Facecam Pro. This is the 4K 60 FPS capture option, which I'm genuinely curious about how that's going to work here in the studio with my studio lights, and I do want to do a full comparison against my mirrorless cameras. We know the mirrorless is going to have a better image. The question is, for the cost, is this a good option, right? So, but what I really want to do with these is we're going to talk about their camera hub software, but what I want to show you what shutter speed is, aperture, ISO, and I want to break down all of the specifics of cameras, not only on mirrorless cameras, but I want to talk about like just basic cinematography and videography stuff, because I think it's important that, you know, as you start leveling up and you grow and you're wanting to think about increasing your quality, there are some pretty basic things that we can talk about that this stuff offers by software and your cameras. If you pick up a mirrorless or a, you know, a professional level camera, that you can also do with those, and understanding that leaving it in auto might not be the best. So I asked specifically for these to talk about it from a webcam perspective, because I don't have many webcams. And then I also want to talk about it from cameras, like what you're looking at now. So I'm really excited. Honestly, the Facecam Pro, this is a heavy box. I'm genuinely curious, and I think I might replace it or put it into the actual prompter, because they have a faceplate for it, to see how well that performs. Comments wise, if you've made it this far in the video, I want you to comment Apple Jacks down in the description, or down in the comments, but also I want you to tell me, out of all of these things that we talked about today, is there anything content specific? Is there anything content specific that you want to see from any of these products that I might not have already mentioned in this video that I want to cover? Anything that you might think like, oh, I'd like to compare to this, or can you show me this, or I have this product, but this might be a problem. I'm struggling with this. Maybe it's, how do I set it up in this program? Something like that. Comment that stuff below. We'll see if we can work it into our content schedule here. I'm looking to be putting out content as frequently as possible moving forward, but I'm wanting to do a little bit more laid back and less high production, and just kind of get some stuff going. Oh, and also we're doing a thing called Tutorial Tuesday that my wife suggested, but she wants me to call it Tuesday Toots. I don't know. Is that a good thing? Should I call it Tuesday Toots? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Check out one of these videos. Love you guys. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.